Hello, everyone. I have been told to address the situation of George Floyd, and I cannot tell you how angry I am, how hurt and disappointed I am that as a brown man, as a black man in America, I am an endangered species. It seems like the world wants to get rid of the black man, wants to destroy the black man and obliterate him from existence. Well, let me tell you, black, the black race, and I'm not going to make this a racial thing, but I have to address the subject of race in this country and in many other countries. And I have to let you know that there's far more in the surface than was being let on. And I have created a vigil for Mr. George Floyd in his honor. These beautiful flowers, roses. I bought them yesterday and I bought them brand new, but they're slouching over. They are in complete sadness, in complete sadness of the loss of life. You know, these are in his honor, you know, and my heart goes to his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Floyd, you know, but we have to be very clear that there is something going on that maybe is not fully understood, but I'm going to let you know. Because you know me, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the true issue of race in this country. But not take away from George Floyd. Because this video is about George Floyd. And what he stood, not what he stood for personally, but the example that has been made through his murder. Because yes, he was murdered. Okay? The toxicologist and the coroner ruled it a homicide. And it was a homicide. What is it about white America that cannot stand the black race or cannot stand the black man in particular? Is it a racial thing or is it something else? Well, we have to look at these. We have to look at this situation on a twofold level. But first, I do have my absolute vodka with a little bit infusion of cranberry. In his honor, this is a libation to the ancestors, and he has now become an ancestor. Not only towards his own individual bloodline, his family, children, his whole, who he was, his parents, grandparents, but he has become an ancestor to us all. And he has not been the only human sacrifice. And I'm going to talk about that in a little while. Trayvon Martin was another human sacrifice. What about Louima or Eric Gardner? Another human sacrifice. They're sacrificing us The question is, for what? For what? Because there's a bigger picture going on here than what's on the surface. Yes, the comments are being blocked. As I'm doing this video, I was not advised to do this video against my own staff and advisor, even YouTube. And my comments are being blocked. Comments are being blocked because they know that I'm gonna tell you something that is gonna be very, very uncomfortable. For what? Why was George Floyd sacrificed? Let's go back and talk about human sacrifice in anthropological history. Okay? And again, this is beyond race. But race is a vehicle. But a vehicle for whom? A vehicle for whom? Do you know why I fucking drink and drug? Because some of this stuff, you go insane if you keep it in. Because as a shaman, we know what's going on. We know the secrets of nature and the secret of man and the biological machinations behind every single human event that occurs in our culture and in our race and in human history. Nothing is arbitrary. Nothing is by chance. There is a reason. And you guys know what it is. Of course you do. Think about it. Well, I like this nice Cuban habanero cigar, like we do in Havana when we do our candomblé or our santeria or voodoo or whatever you want to call it, Benjola División, which as a Dominican, that is our line, that's our house, La Ventuna División. First is the coronavirus. The coronavirus was designed not only to ethnically cleanse, because most people that are dying are people of color, blacks, and how it's affecting how we're dying in alarming rates. The governor had to finally admit it. But it's killing everybody though. But the black rate is dropping like flies over this virus. Then you have a calming down of the pandemic. You don't hear too much about it in the news. They don't talk anymore about the death tolls. The second wave of this pandemic has not hit yet. But they need an intermediary to keep people distracted. It's the dog wagging the tail wagging the dog. So now they have to create another situation that's going to sway public emotion. And what better sway of public emotion than triggering an old wound? And Governor Pataki was addressing that indirectly in his speech. Racism is alive and well and has not gone anywhere. And blacks are still being used as scapegoats and as doormats to spring forth political motivations that benefit the few and harm the rest of us. This situation that happened to George Floyd was done to sway public opinion, divide, and cause a bipartisan reaction. Guys, pay attention to what happened to Eric Gardner. Pay attention to what happened to Trayvon Martin. Pay attention to now what happened to Mr. Floyd. If you go back in world events and in history, and if you look at, go to the library, go to reference and look at microfilms and look at the events that preceded Trayvon Martin and then after Eric Gardner and then after and now George Floyd, you're going to see similar patterns. Number one, it's always an election year. Number two, there's always a boost in the economy, either in a negative way or in a positive way. And then, thirdly, new policies are created that create openings in the economy. So, to the backs of those that are being slaughtered, there is a boost in economy and a bipartisan perspective that can influence voting polls. Because these things seem to be happening always around the voting time. Okay? We are not stupid. These 1% that's ruling the country or the world, these oligarchs, they are convinced that we are that stupid. If you have taken a couple of courses in human history or cultural anthropology, I advise that you do. You will see that there's nothing new under the sun. All of this has happened before. Just look at the Mayans with the human sacrifices and what that brought to them. The purpose for human sacrifices. Oh my God, the crops are not giving their fruits. The gods are angry. We got to do something to please the gods. We need to blame somebody. Let's do a human sacrifice. And that will deflect the fact that the powers that be are failing its people. So now we got to blame someone and use the scapegoat. And then blame it on a need of a God to come in and get satisfied or fed over some kind of human failing that we ourselves are not able to fulfill because we are shortcutting ourselves. We see it in the Inca Empire of Peru, the Mayans of Mexico, the Aztecs, Egypt, Atlantis. And then the Bible, Abraham, right? You know the story, take the cutting hand, sacrificing the child. Understand that in order to cause a public outcry, in order to stir public emotion, you have to slaughter the innocent. Because when you slaughter the innocent, that creates public outcry. Baal Mala. Oh, I know. Oh, please. These black men have been sacrificed to a greater beast that feeds and boosts the economy and boosts the wealth. This is no different than these sacrifices that took place in these ancient times. It's still going on. It is still going on. And it is happening to us in many ways. This is to you, George Floyd. Your death is not going to go unnoticed. It's not going to go unsolved. Trust me when I tell you that if mankind and those who have felt that they got away with killing our black men and in the way that they've done and that they get away with doing it, let me tell you something. And I'm telling you this as a shaman. And shamans all over the world will agree with me, or they know shamans. Mother Nature is getting ready to strike. There's going to be an earthquake. And there's a meteor heading our way. And the light that we have never seen. And let me tell you, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. What man will be able to withstand when that comes, when that happens? Trust me that Mother Nature has her last card to play. And these types of injustices that are going on in our planet, man's inhumanity to man, is going to stop. And trust me, what's going to come and what's coming, oh my God, you have no choice but to embrace each other, because there'll be nothing else but to embrace each other. Mother Nature is angry and fed up, and we are going to be her first casualties. And you know what? Good. We deserve it. We are the only human kingdom out of the five kingdoms that have turned this planet upside down. You don't think we're going to pay for that? I have a message for every single black man, brown man, and that includes Latinos and people with a little bit of cream off cream. And I advise this for my Caucasian Anglo brothers and sisters. Because a bullet doesn't know anybody. The intended target might be one person or a particular race, but a bullet really knows no race, knows no target. So, for you young black men out there, listen to Uncle Fernando. Do this. Take Psalm 23, write it on a parchment paper. Go to the Botanica. If you don't have a Botanica, go to Kinko's, an office supply place, and buy parchment paper. Take that parchment paper and bless it with holy olive oil. Make 3 crosses, and then write Psalm 23 on it. Fold it towards you 3 times, the Trinity, and put it in your wallet, and take that with you. Trust me, no cop will kill you. No man and no weapon will be formed against you, because God will walk with you, and nothing that a man creates will be able to hurt you and stop you. We need to put on the armor of God. So put that psalm and put it in your wallet. You ladies, put it in your pocketbook, and you walk, and that will protect you. It will keep that demonic energy away. This is now that I can offer you, because we have a responsibility to our communities and preserve our communities. Black people are like cockroaches. The cockroaches have been around since the age of the dinosaurs. And we're going back to the Mesozoic period. They were around after the Hyperborean period. And we're talking about almost trillions of years ago. So we are like roaches. You will never get rid of us. Never get rid of us. Because everything springs from black. And those who are trying to destroy us know it. And this isn't all a human thing either. There are other beings here posing as humans that are trying to take over the planet. But I'm not going to talk about that here, because this is about George Floyd and his memory. We cannot allow his death to be in vain. We have to do something. Listen. You cannot allow government, who is supposedly our enemy, take charge in our development and in our sustainability, or even in our preservation, because it's obvious that there is no preservation principle at play here, but that of extinction. Okay? You also need to read Psalm 91 and Psalm 90. Powerful against powerful enemies. Like it says in the Bible, you need to put on the armor of God, because you're dealing with principalities in high places. This is in Ephesians. So understand that there is something here that wants to annihilate us. But it's not going to happen. Because I am telling you, Mother Nature will play her last card. Just like the flood that we all read growing up, that's coming. You know what's also coming? Famine, earthquakes. Mother Nature is getting fed up, and she's about to blow, and not in a good way. You gotta try to sense of humor. And Lord of Lloyd Floyd. There's a spiritual warfare going on here, and we need to pay attention. Every single one of my subscribers and those who are non-subscribers, and share this video. Make it blast. You all need to read Psalms 90, 91, Psalm 23 every morning when you walk out of your house, especially if you're a person of color. Because you don't know if you're going to be able to come back the same way you left out of your house. And that's real. That's some real shit. Who else are they going to sacrifice? Who else are they going to sacrifice for political or economic gain? Because you cannot make things happen politically unless you sway public opinion. And what better public opinion than pinning people against each other? Let us not be ping pongs in a table that's ruled by those oligarchs that are using us as ping pongs. Floyd is now an ancestor. And trust me when I tell you, every single person who honors life should plant a tree on behalf of Mr. Lloyd. Plant it in your backyard, plant it wherever. Find out all you can about this man and honor him. And Eric Gardner and Trayvon Martin and all those who have been killed because they've been sacrificed. They've been sacrificed. I'm sorry, but I'm salivating, but it's the Archon talking through me. It's a reptilian. There's a war going on this plane that human beings are clueless to. It is Shambhala and Agartha all over again. The war has never ended. That's right. Keep your porch lights on. Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Stacy Williams. Keep the porch lights on. I have mine. In his honor. In his honor. And send lots of love and white light to Mr. and Mrs. Floyd, his parents, who are devastated, especially a mother over losing her son. You know, there's nothing more devastating than a mother burying her own son. And there's been a lot of black men already being buried, which is debilitating and weakening the morale of the black community. And every single one of you who's non-black or of color, I want you to extend yourself to someone who doesn't look like you and honor them for the God essence that's in that person as it is in you. Because we are not different. Just our cloak is different. But the soul has no color. And this is how you can beat this. I understand that his mom passed. And I'm glad that she did not get to see and witness the burying of her own son. And now he's with her. And he's at peace. I'm telling you, he's at peace. And I am done with this message.